All right, guys. That down. Let's move on to this, shall we? Paris, what do we got next?
All right. Well, this past weekend, Kevin Costner's $100 million film Horizon opened with an abysmal $11 million opening weekend.
Ugh.
Ouch. Yeah. That equates to about 1 million people going to see the film this weekend. But Yellowstone's last season premiere brought in over 12 million viewers, which has many people wondering why less than 10% of Yellowstone fans went out to support Costner's new Passion Project. So, John, we know you're a Yellowstone fan.
I am.
Why didn't fans show up to see Horizon?
Yeah, first of all, what a disaster this is. And you know what? The disaster is about to get worse because part 2 is coming out in 6 weeks.
That's going to be the fire tornado of
That's
Horizon.
going to be that's have the fire tornado in it. Gonna blow everything away. Seriously, and who's going to go see that? With only 1 million people going to see this, and to put that in perspective, just how big Yellowstone is. The Bear just dropped season 3, and it beat its own record in viewership that's gone up 24% over last year. It had 5.4 million viewers. Yellowstone's last season debut had 12 point something million viewers. That's how many people watch Yellowstone. So to your question about why didn't the people who are the passionate fans like me, who are big fans of Yellowstone, why didn't they come out? I mean, it's a Western too, got Kevin Costner in it. Why didn't the people go out to support this? We'll never know for sure, and I'm sure there's a million small reasons, but I want to point out what I think are the 3 main ones. So let's take a look. Where were the Yellowstone crowd? All right. Point 1 is one that I talked about before, so I'll get this one out of the way first. The trailers never told us what the movie was about. Like, I'm sorry, whether it's a Kevin Costner movie, anything else, any genre, any star, you just drop trailers where you don't even let the audience remotely know what the movie's about. All I know is that it takes place in the West. Okay. And at some point, Kevin Costner pulls a gun on somebody. Okay. I have no idea who his character is, what he's trying to do, why he's there. I mean, literally, they told me nothing about it. And I think if you're trying to convince people to book an evening, pull out their wallets, go to the movie theaters for a night, you got to convince them why. And they simply didn't do anything with their trailers to sell the movie. Here's what I'm not saying ruin the movie. I'm not saying spoil the movie. I'm saying tell me what's it about. And they never did that. So I think that's the first problem. The second problem they faced is that today's audience, they don't follow the stars from one project to the next. If you will, think about Robert Downey Jr. coming out of the Avengers and the MCU, Tony Stark, on fire, arguably for a period of time, maybe the biggest star in the world. So it's great. Now's the time for me to do my passion project, The Judge. Nobody went to go see that. But it's Robert Downey Jr. Everybody loves the MCU. Why didn't the MCU fans go? Because fans today tend to love certain stars in certain things. And so you had him go from the MCU into that. Same thing with, Chris Hemsworth. Everybody loves him as Thor. And then he did Black Cat, and nobody went to go see that. They don't necessarily follow. Even in the world of YouTube, I've brought this up before, but I remember when I was, selling Jeremy Johns on the idea of coming to work with us at Collider, one of the things Jeremy, and I knew this was possible, but even Jeremy said to me at the time, goes, no, are we sure we want to do this? Because he says, my audience likes seeing me do the things I do. And I remember Jeremy telling me when I start to deviate a little bit, my audience gets a little upset. And I come back to what my core thing is. He said, just because I come over to AMC doesn't mean that my audience will necessarily come. And we knew that was a possibility. And sure enough, they didn't. Like Jeremy's audience did not come over to watch him on Collider. That was okay because Jeremy still made the show better.
Yeah, it was great.
And definitely still paid off.
The fans of our show were like, this is awesome.
Yeah,
but
definitely paid off. And I'm definitely glad we did it. But Jeremy was right, when he said the audience doesn't necessarily translate. And I think, the assumption that a lot of people had, maybe even the assumption that Kevin Costner had, that they love me in Yellowstone. I'm going to go do a Western. They're going to come and if you build it, they will come. Didn't I say that once before in a movie? They didn't. So number one, the trailers never told us what the movie was even about. Number two, today's audience don't necessarily follow stars from one project to another. Third one is this. Some Yellowstone fans were just turned off by how Costner left Yellowstone. I remember even got into a debate and an argument last week in the comments section with somebody who said, after what Costner did with Yellowstone, I'm never watching him again. And I argue, it's like, what do you mean what he did? He made a personal decision about what he thought was good for himself, his life, and his career. And you're going to hold that against him?
Yes.
Yes. But, you know, obviously there was a lot of nastiness that came out about possibly how things went south between him and Taylor Sheridan and all that kind of stuff. And I think regardless on whether you were on Taylor Sheridan's side or whether you were on Kevin Costner's side, regardless, the whole nastiness just left a bad taste in everybody's mouth. Nobody wanted to hear about infighting on their favorite show. People just wanted to love their show. Mm-hmm. It's like, hey, aren't all you guys getting rich off this? Why are you all crying and arguing with each other? And I think there's a fair argument to be said that it turned a lot of people off. Now, look, again, I think there are a million reasons why some people decided not to go watch Horizon. For some people, Westerns just aren't people's things. That's another fair shot too. But I think when you break it down, I personally think the three main ones here are, number one, the trailers never told people what it was about. Number two, the audience doesn't necessarily follow stars from one project to the next. And number three, I think some people got soured on how the divorce between Yellowstone and him happened. By the way, I think we might see that have an effect on Yellowstone too when Yellowstone returns.
I am a little concerned about that.
That people are going to be some viewers that are just turned off again by the behind the scenes drama. I think it affected Horizon. I think it might affect Yellowstone too.
Unless McConaughey comes in with a hell of a personality, which we know he can.
They still got to do the second part.
Yeah, before they get
of the final season, before they get to the new show.
That's the hurdle. So
I don't know. Like Paris, you did not go to see Horizon this weekend. What prevented you, as a film goer, from going to? Was it just, I'm just not interested in the Westerns, or it didn't look good? I don't know. What was it for you that kept you away from it?
Westerns aren't my favorite, but I will still watch a Western if I feel like the trailer pulled me in. And you're absolutely right. That trailer left me clueless. I was like, all right, I'll wait for it to stream somewhere because it's not worth it.
Yeah. And I think that's probably what a lot of people felt too. You know, when you discover a new binge-worthy show or a song that you bump on repeat and you have to share it with your friends so they can experience just how awesome it is? That's kind of what it feels like when you discover that Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for $15 a month when you purchase a 3-month plan. It's such an awesome deal, there is no way you can keep it to yourself. My last mobile service provider was quite good, but ever since I switched to Mint Mobile, I've enjoyed even better coverage, better phone clarity, and I'm paying less than a third of what I paid to my old provider. Say goodbye to your overpriced wireless plans, jaw-dropping monthly bills, and unexpected overages. All plans come with high-speed data and unlimited talk and text delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and bring your phone number along with all of your existing contacts. To get this new customer offer and your new 3-month unlimited wireless plan for just $15 a month, go to mintmobile.com/Campea. That's mintmobile.com/Campea. Cut your wireless bills to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/Campea. $45 upfront payment required, equivalent to $15 a month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes on unlimited plan. Additional taxes, fees, and restrictions may apply. See Mint Mobile for details. Anyway, guys, the question is for you. What do you think about this? Horizon flopped pretty hard, and I fear Horizon Part 2 is going to flop even harder. Why do you think a personality like Costner, who's been around for so long, so many great movies, coming off of Yellowstone, which is one of the most popular shows in the world, why did the Yellowstone audience not go and show up? Whatever you guys think about that, jump down into the comments section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.